Hi, I'm Ben. I'm here to learn English.
And I'm Emma. I'm here to help.
Let's learn together.
Let's learn together. Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Emma and Ben. This is the show where we help you boost your English fluency and get ready for the IELTS speaking test through natural conversations.
Hello, guys. Today's episode is all about change. It's one of those topics that comes up a lot in IELTS Part 3. Examiners love asking you to share opinions about how things are changing in society, technology, education, and people's lifestyles.
Exactly. So, in this episode, we'll answer some common IELTS-style Part 3 questions on change, explain useful vocabulary, and show you how to extend your answers naturally.
Let's get started. So before we jump into the questions, let's quickly talk about what examiners expect in Part 3.
Right. In Part 3, they're testing your ability to discuss ideas at a deeper level, to analyze, compare, speculate, and justify your opinions. So if the question is, for example, how have people's lifestyles changed in recent years? You shouldn't just say, people use phones more. You'd explain why that change happened, what effects it has, and maybe predict what might happen in the future.
Perfect summary. Okay, let's dive into some actual questions. The first one is, why do people find change difficult?
That's an interesting one. I'd say people find change difficult because it involves uncertainty. Humans like stability. It makes us feel safe. When something changes, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a habit, we have to adapt, and that takes energy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'd probably add that people also resist change because they're afraid of failure. For instance, if someone changes careers, there's a risk it might not work out. So they prefer to stay in their comfort zone.
That's a nice phrase, comfort zone. It's great for IELTS. You could also use expressions like fear of the unknown or reluctant to adapt.
Good question. Is change always a good thing?
I think it depends on the context. Some changes, like technological progress or medical advances, are obviously positive because they improve our quality of life. But other changes, like environmental damage or loss of cultural traditions, can have negative consequences.
I'd answer similarly. Change brings growth, but it can also cause instability. For example, rapid urban development can create economic opportunities, but it may also increase inequality. So in IELTS, it's good to show both sides of an argument.
Exactly. You don't need to take an extreme position. Balance is key.
How has technology changed the way we work?
Oh, massively. Many people now work remotely thanks to the internet and communication tools like Zoom or Slack. This flexibility allows for a better work-life balance, but it also blurs the line between personal and professional life.
That's true. I'd add that automation and AI have replaced certain jobs but created new ones too. The nature of work is shifting from physical labor to knowledge-based tasks.
That's a great phrase, knowledge-based tasks. You could also say digitally driven work environments.
Do older and younger people react differently to change?
Definitely. Younger people usually adapt faster because they grow up surrounded by change. New gadgets, apps, trends. For them, change is normal.
Whereas older people might find it harder because they've been used to doing things a certain way for decades. But I wouldn't say all older people struggle. Some are incredibly open-minded and curious.
Yeah, I know a few grandparents who are more tech-savvy than their grandkids. Same here. So in IELTS, when you compare generations, make sure to avoid stereotypes. Say things like, in general, or to a certain extent. What are some major changes happening in society today?
I'd say one of the biggest is the rise of social media. It's transformed how people communicate and even how they form opinions. Another is the shift towards remote work and online learning.
True. I'd also mention environmental awareness. People are becoming more conscious of sustainability and climate change. That's leading to lifestyle changes, like eating less meat or using public transport.
That's a great example of linking social change with environmental issues, perfect for showing range in your IELTS response.
Do you think people are adapting well to these changes?
I think it varies. Some people adapt easily, especially those who are curious and open to learning new skills. Others feel overwhelmed, particularly with the speed of technological change.
Yeah, the pace of change can be stressful. I think education plays a big role here. Schools should teach students how to adapt, not just memorize facts.
Nicely said. You can use phrases like keeping up with change or coping with rapid transformation. Those sound very natural in IELTS.
Okay, let's move into some higher level speculative questions. What kind of changes do you think we'll see in the future?
I think artificial intelligence will change nearly every aspect of our lives, from transportation to healthcare. We might see more automation, but also more debates about ethics and privacy.
I agree. I'd add that social values might also change. For instance, more people could prioritize flexibility over stability in their careers. The idea of working 9 to 5 in an office might become outdated.
That's an advanced idea, linking social and technological change together. Perfect for Band 8 or 9 answers.
How can individuals prepare for future changes?
I think the key is to develop adaptability, being open to learning and relearning. People who can quickly acquire new skills will thrive.
Yes, lifelong learning is essential. I'd also say emotional intelligence helps, being resilient and positive when things don't go as planned.
I love that. Lifelong learning and emotional resilience. Great vocabulary for IELTS.
Do you think change is happening too fast today?
In many ways, yes. The speed of innovation means that people barely have time to adjust before something new comes along. For example, new apps or technologies appear every month.
True, but I think fast change also pushes society forward. If we slow down too much, we might miss opportunities for progress. So again, it's about balance, managing change rather than resisting it.
That's a strong closing idea. And IELTS showing balanced reasoning like that really impresses examiners.
Before we wrap up, let's highlight some useful expressions from today's episode. Comfort zone, the safe and familiar situation people prefer. Fear of the unknown, anxiety about new situations. Knowledge-based tasks, jobs involving thinking rather than manual labor. Keeping up with change, staying updated and adaptable. Lifelong learning, continuing to study and grow throughout life. Emotional resilience, the ability to recover from difficulties.
Great list. If you use just 2 or 3 of these naturally in your speaking test, you'll sound much more fluent and confident.
So, what's your top tip for handling questions about change? I'd say give examples from real life. Don't keep your answers too general. Talk about changes you've noticed in your country, your city, or even your own habits. That makes your answer authentic and memorable.
Absolutely. And don't forget to explain why changes happen and what impact they have. That's what turns a Band 6 answer into a Band 8 one.
Well said.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to English with Emma and Ben. If you found this episode useful, share it with a friend and check out our earlier episodes on books and TV and technology.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, change might be challenging, but it's also what helps us grow.
See you next time.